Hey Ram fans, what's going on? I have my week 9 Rams up straight up game picks for you. I'm on a little bit of a roll, widening my gap, my lead over Pete over at CBS Sports. Let's check in and see how it went last week. Let's see. Went 11 and 5, 11 correct, 5 wrong. Pete broke even at 8 and 8. I thought he had some strange picks. So on the year, I have an 8 pick lead, 74 correct, 49 wrong. He is at 66 and 57. We had disagreed on 5 games last week, and 4 of them broke my way. I had the Rams, Cardinals, Falcons, and Commanders, and the Cardinals and Commanders both broke my way extremely late, so kind of lucky on those. And Pete had the 49ers, whereas I had the Cowboys. That was the one that broke in his favor. And, I guilty as charged. I was picking with my heart, not my head on that one. Holding out hope the Cowboys were going to bounce back that week, week 8, against the 49ers. It did not happen. Should have known better. So let's get into our week 9 picks. Who do we have? We have the Texans at the Jets -2. So the Jets are favored by 2. That kind of surprised me. Jets lead the series 7 wins, 3 losses, and maybe that point spread is due to the loss of Stephon Diggs. Texans are going to be hurting there, and this Jets defense still pretty rugged, pretty good. Still surprised that Jets are favored. And, this is one of those games. I was talking to my special assistant about this, and everything says take the Texans. Take the Texans in the points especially. So something's up. I smell a rat in Denmark, and I am taking the Jets. And originally I was going to take the Texans, rolling with the Jets though. So that's my pick. Cowboys at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 2.5. The Cowboys winners of the last 3 between these two. Both defenses have been struggling. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and that's pretty much the consensus, I think. I'm not going out on a ledge. I'm not sticking my neck out making that prediction. It will be a high-scoring game. The Cowboys, it's still getting used to the idea of them not being able to run the ball, and they can't. They're still the worst rushing team in the league by yards per game anyways. And I was originally going to lean the Cowboys again, and, this team is just not good right now. The Falcons, they're atop their division, trying to stay atop their division. I'm taking the Falcons. So 2 home teams out of the gate here. Broncos at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 9.5. Now, that spread is a little disrespectful because the Broncos have a very good defense, but they do hang their hat on the pass defense more than the run defense, and the Ravens just pile up the rushing yards. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Broncos offense kind of struggling. Ravens defense, not what you'd expect. It's going to be closer than I guess what I'm getting at here is take the 9.5 points. The Ravens are going to win this, but it's going to be closer than that. Ravens losers of 2 straight. Wow, crazy. But you got to love those. Got to love the 9.5 points. Bottom line, take the Ravens straight up. Take the Broncos and the points. Dolphins at the Bills -6. Now, these teams played week 2 with the Bills winning 31-10. In fact, the Bills have won 5 straight in this series. Tua is back, but I'm not sure the Dolphins are. Rams get the Dolphins the following week, by the way, on Monday night at SoFi. But this is a big game for the Dolphins. They're 2-5. This could be the end of the line for them this season if they can't find a way to win this in Buffalo. Still, I'm taking the Bills. They're just playing too good right now. They're a very good football team. Saints at the Panthers +7. These are the 2 worst defenses in the league as far as yards allowed per game. The Panthers also have the 4th worst offense. So, yeah, I'll take the Saints. This could be an ugly game, though. Raiders at the Bengals -7. Raiders lead the series 21 wins, 13 losses, but the Bengals have won 5 of the last 6, and they are the home team. Bengals kind of laid a turd last week against the Eagles, but eventually I think they're going to get rolling, and this might be the week. Take the Bengals there. Chargers at the Browns. Chargers favored by 2 on the road. Two pedestrian offenses. Browns averaging 17.3 points a game. The Chargers 18.9. We used to think of this Browns D as good. We just made that assumption, but not so much this year. Chargers, meanwhile, a league best, allowing 13 points a game. Pretty impressive. So, yeah, I'll roll with the Chargers. Browns had an impressive win last week over the Ravens, so maybe they'll stay on track. Maybe they'll surprise us, but I'm locked in on the Chargers in this one. Colts at the Vikings. Vikings favored by 5. This game has been flexed to Sunday night, by the way, replacing the Jags-Eagles game. Kind of makes sense. Two pretty good football teams here. This should be a fun game. This is a rematch of another fun game, 2022. The Vikings were down 33-0, overcame the largest deficit in the history of the league to win 39-36 in overtime. Now, Anthony Richardson apparently benched out for Joe Flacco, and I don't have the details on this. I didn't see this happen, but apparently Richardson took himself out of the game late in the game in a really important game against the Texans, tapped himself out for being exhausted. Never seen a quarterback do that. I might be getting that wrong, something to that effect, but regardless, they are not happy with him in Indianapolis. So the Colts have won 6 straight in this series, at least up until that 2022 collapse. They had won 6 straight. Then they lost that one. This has the makings of a very, very good game, but I'll take the Colts in the points, 5 points. I'll take the Vikings to win. Vikings still struggling to figure out that left tackle situation with Darisaw out. Remember, he got hurt in the Ram game. Don't underestimate the Colts. Vikings are in for a fight on Sunday night. Commanders at the Giants plus 3.5. After that crazy win over the Bears, the Commanders got to be flying high, right? Well, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes the opposite happens, and you kind of come out with a crappy performance. But these are 2 below average defenses. The Commanders can score, though, and the Giants, aside from Malik Neighbors, really struggling to move the ball. So let's go with Jaden Daniels on the road over the Giants. This could be a trap game for the Commanders, though. Like I said, coming off a big win like that, sometimes funny things happen. Patriots at the Titans. Titans are favored. Who would have thought they'd be favored? But they're at home against the Patriots. This game just has nothing to see here written all over it. It really does. No interest in watching this one. The over-under is 38. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to take the Patriots. I think they're going to win this one. But, who knows? Who cares about the Patriots at Titans, to be honest with you. Bears at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 1. Bears got to regroup after that, man. That loss to the Commanders. How painful must that be for Bears fans? I can't even imagine. I mean, I've had trouble sleeping after the Rams lose on a field goal that hits the upright and bounces left and we lose. To lose like that, man. I remember listening to a Rams-Patriots game, I think it was in the 70s, on the radio. Hail Mary to Irving Fryer beats the Rams, and oh man, just devastation. It's kind of worse on the radio. Just imagine that Hail Mary on the radio. Oh man, bad day for the Rams. But the Bears, they'll probably regroup. I hope they do. The Bears win and the Rams win. The Rams are in first place. Can you imagine that? But the Cardinals, very unpredictable. They can be, look really good one week and then not so much the next week. This is the oldest rivalry in the league, by the way, dating back to 1920. The Decatur Staleys beat the Chicago Cardinals 7-6. But I'm picking the Cardinals, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. So we'll see how that might, man, it would just be great if the Bears pulled off a win here, and they could. It's kind of a coin flip game, but I'll take the home team. Lions at the Packers. Lions favored by 3.5 in Green Bay. Not sure if Jordan Love's going to be able to go. Two very productive offenses. and the defenses aren't bad either. They split their games last year with the visitor winning both times, and the visitor this weekend is the Lions. This is what Athlon Sports has to say about Jordan Love. There's two quarterbacks in the NFC that get a lot of love, and there's some ruminations out there that maybe that love is overstated or unwarranted. One being Brock Purdy, the other being Jordan Love. Love is 31st in the league. This is from Athlon Sports again, so shout out to them. Love is 31st in the league among quarterbacks with more than 100 attempts in EPA when being blitzed this season. That's worse than Bo Nix, Andy Dalton, Gardner Minshew, and barely better than Deshaun Watson. And on top of that, Love had to leave Sunday's game after aggravating a groin injury. So if he does play, maybe they're better off with Malik Willis. No, that's being silly. I mean, they need Jordan Love to have a successful season here. I don't think he's going to be out long. He may even play in this game, but Jordan Love can at times looks like a great quarterback, but if you look at the analytics, there are some areas of concern there. But I'm taking the Lions in this one. They are just flying high. I can't believe they seem like they're barely missing Aiden Hutchinson, and it's mostly due to this offense, really difficult offense to deal with. And that's why, if you saw my power rankings, they're my number one team this week. And if they beat the Packers, really solidify that. We got the Jags at the Eagles. Eagles -7.5. Eagles coming off a big win on the road at Cincinnati. This is a game that was moved from Sunday night to Sunday afternoon, and I totally get it. History between these two teams. Well, they have no history. Well, actually, they have a little bit of history. This is the 8th time they've played. Eagles lead the series, 4 wins, 3 losses. Jags lost one of their best weapons. Man, wide receivers just dropping all over the place. Christian Kirk out for the year. And this is a matchup between the Eagles' ex-coach, Doug Peterson, and the Jags' coach Peterson going up against the team he led to the Super Bowl. Eagles were impressive last week against Cincinnati, and I think they've kind of figured it out finally after that dreadful way they ended last year, playing some good football right now. It's going to be the Eagles and Commanders jockeying for first place in the NFC East, and I think the Eagles win this one. Bucks at the Chiefs -9. Baker Mayfield will find ways to keep it entertaining. He keeps it entertaining when he's on the sideline even, right? But Chiefs defense is really what's getting it done for them right now. They have been taking over games, and I'll take the Chiefs. Bucks a little shorthanded wide receiver right now, right? And then we have our Rams at Seattle. The point spread is now in the Rams' favor. I saw it up to 2 points now. Rams favored by 2 a few days ago, with Seattle by 3. So some money going down on the Rams apparently. Rams have won 6 of the last 10, 10 of the last 14. I'm sorry, Rams have won 6 of the last 10 in Seattle, 10 of the last 14. That's a personal note for Terry Bradshaw. Please take note, Terry. Yes, the Rams can beat and probably will beat Seattle in Seattle. Seahawks giving up 148 yards on the ground per game, a league worst. And that may be why they traded for Ernest Jones. Bad luck for the Rams. He's on the Seahawks now trying to bolster that defense, and he is going to be fired up, I can guarantee you. The Seahawks passing game is very good. They're averaging 262 yards per game, and they're going to stress this Rams defense. Rams secondary has been playing pretty well, but the Rams have to get to Geno Smith, and I think they will. Going to be a high-scoring game, I think, probably in the high 20s. Someone's going to break 30 in this game, I think. I think it'll be the Rams. But this Rams offense, man, it's just not missing any parts anymore. I mean, it'd be great to get Steve Avila and Jonah Jackson back, but the 2 replacements up front are doing a really, really good job. This offense, I wish if we were getting better play, better separation out of our tight ends, this offense would be bordering on unstoppable. Our tight ends are doing okay. I think we maybe need to turn to Hunter Long more, give him a shot as the number one tight end, see what he can do. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but I'd like to see it. But this is going to be a wild one. It's going to be a strange game. It's in Seattle, Rams, Seahawks. Funny things happen, but the Rams are going to win this game and possibly be in first place atop the NFC West when all is said and done. There's my Rams Up Straight Up picks week 9 out here from Rams Up.